Hey YouTube, Josh here with Desert Gardens Homestead. I hope everybody out there had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. I know that I did, had great times with my family and friends. So I'm wishing everybody a belated Thanksgiving. And so I'm out here in my garden and I've been doing some research on just upping the protein for my various chickens. I've got 3 different chicken flocks and I've got 1 turkey flock. And especially with the young turkeys, they need a higher protein content than a standard, 16 or 18. A lot of the turkey poult feeds are, between 28 and 30%. And also with the young chicks, they're usually about a 20 to a 22% protein content. And I also have some hens that are molting currently. So I wanted to find a way outside of free ranging for all the insects, and we're getting into the winter months, so that's not as feasible right now anyways. So I stumbled across black soldier fly larva, and I think I want to try that out this next spring, just to increase that protein intake. But also, I went online and I found a company called GrubTerra, and they actually specialize in black soldier fly larvae, both fresh and dehydrated. So I went ahead and I got myself a 1-pound bag, and I just think this is a really neat company. They're doing some really neat things. First and foremost, when they go to feed the black soldier fly, they are using pre-consumer waste. So from what I understand, it's all the food and scraps that aren't actually sold to the populace. Rather than that going to the landfill, this company will take that food waste and they will actually feed it to the black soldier fly and larva. And so it's a more nutritious, in my opinion, if they're getting a lot of the greens, the vegetables and fruits, it would be a more nutritious feed than, say, just the standard black soldier fly larva in nature, where it may not be as diverse. So that's a really neat thing with the black soldier fly larva. It's got a crude protein of 34%, and the neat thing with the black soldier fly larva versus, say, like mealworm, is that the mealworm doesn't have any calcium, whereas the black soldier fly larva actually has more calcium, 75% more calcium than mealworm. I think mealworm does have a little bit more protein, but when you factor in the calcium and some of the other odds and ends, with just the what they're doing with the landfill and the food waste, it's really worthwhile in my opinion. And so for an additional 34% of protein, either to give out of hand or even to mix in as just a secondary or a third source of an ingredient into a chicken feed or a turkey feed, would go a long way. So let me just go ahead and open up this bag. This is a 1-pound bag, and they're also offering these in 5-pound bags. And let me just go ahead and open this up and I'll take you in and I'll show you how the turkeys dig into it. And just take a look at these soldier fly larvae inside of the bag. Okay, I'm out here with my larger flock. As you can see, a few of these barred rock are molting, and they also got a little bit sunburned during the molt, so it's especially difficult for their feathers to grow back being sunburnt. So I really want to pay extra attention to those females who are molting, and so I just want to make sure they're getting plenty of these highly nutritious, jam-packed full of protein black soldier fly larvae. So I just want to essentially just toss them out like I'm tossing out some scratch. see what the turkeys think about the GrubTerra. Well, given the fact that it is the first time that I've fed the black soldier fly larva to all my flocks, and for them to take to it so readily just shows me that it's a good quality product. As most of you know, when you try to introduce new foods into a flock, especially if they're not used to it, sometimes they could snub it or may not even eat it at all. Especially turkeys, I notice that quite often. They're pretty picky with what they eat. And so they are in predator mode. Just like when I throw down scratch, they kind of line out and go through the entire run. And he really likes the black soldier fly larva. This is my little sidekick buddy, my rooster. One that likes to jump into the feeder. Right, buddy? He gives his recommendation. And Mr. Rooster approves for the ladies. You want some more? They are not messing around or missing any time eating these larvae. One other thing is I noted that you could also just supplement it into the feed of your chickens. So in this case, if you would just add some into their feeder itself, on this particular one, I usually just need to give it a quick little spin, and you can see it starting to disperse some of the larvae out into the feeder. So that would be another use as just a supplemental part of protein and calcium within the feed itself. But personally, I'll probably just toss it out as a quick scratch, maybe even mix a handful or two in with the scratch when I go to throw out scratch, just so that they get some goodies along the way as well. In the case of these molting hens, I could always just hand feed or hand toss out as needed. So I've got a couple here, 3 or 4 various barred rock, and I just toss a little bit out there and target so directly the feed for maximum protein uptake for those various hens. And so if you are in need of a protein supplement for your hens or your turkeys, or also reptile, bird, or fish, I believe that they also had some live products for lizard and fish. So if you're looking for any supplements for any of your animals, whether it be the poultry, lizard, or fish, give GrubTerra a check. They're always running specials. I know that they had a special of a 10% off website-wide by using the promo link GRUB10. That's GRUB10, GRUB10. So if you use GRUB10, you'll get 10% off your entire order. And I certainly appreciate you checking out this video. Certainly appreciate you checking out this channel. And I hope you have a great day today. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.